deep dish pizza. Soft dough, feels really good. Looks like a planet. What's up guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna be making a Chicago style deep dish pizza. This recipe that I found on sallysbakingaddiction.com says that we're gonna be using two 9 by 2 inch round cake pans. That's what I have. So that's what I have here. It makes 2 small deep dish pizzas. The first thing we're gonna do is we're going to mix the flour, sugar, salt, melted butter, and warm water, and then some yeast in a large stand mixer with a dough hook. Or you can use a handheld mixer, or you can just mix all of this by hand if you want. But I have a stand mixer, so I'm gonna do that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is melt 1/4 cup of unsalted butter. I'm gonna warm the water. The water should be around 90 degrees Fahrenheit to 32 degrees Celsius. If it's too hot, it will kill our yeast. Same with the melted butter, so just make sure the water and the butter is not too hot. We just want it warm. Yeah, we don't wanna kill our yeast. So I'm gonna be using 1 packet of instant yeast, which is 2 1/4 teaspoons. Yeah, 2 1/4 teaspoons. And I'm gonna be using 3 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of sugar. Put the ingredients in the description box below for you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with our dough. It needs a few hours to rise and all of that, so I'm gonna start with the dough really quick. The first thing we're going to do with our handheld or stand mixer, we're going to mix our dry ingredients first. So we're gonna mix the yeast, flour, sugar, salt. Yeah, and that's it. We're gonna mix that up. Then we're gonna add the warm water, which is 1 1/4 cups. Yeah, 1 1/4 cups of warm water, and then 1/4 cup of melted butter. I'm gonna first start with the dry ingredients. The salt and the sugar. Gotta open up the yeast packet really quick. Love the look of yeast. It's very weird looking. It's cool. Yeast. Go ahead and mix that up really quick with our dough hook. As that's mixing, I'm going to heat up our liquid ingredients, starting with the butter. So the melted butter is out of the microwave and it is piping hot. So I gotta let this sit because it's too hot. Otherwise I know our yeast is gonna die. Heating up the water right now. Add the water. And then our butter. Our dough is lovely. It's very soft and pulls away easily from the bowl. Really soft dough. Wow, feels really good. It's really, really soft. So that's what we want. We're just going to get a large bowl, and then we're gonna add some olive oil and coat the entire bowl. Let me show you guys the process here. Okay, so we have a large bowl here. Actually, I'm gonna knead it by hand just like a few more seconds. I just wanna make sure we get it nice. It's already like super soft, but I just wanna really make sure. Form this guy into a big ball. All right. Pat it down for good luck. Perfect. It's lovely. Okay, now we have a large bowl, all right? And have some olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. Just going to coat the bowl, and then I'm gonna use my brush, or you can use your hand, to just coat your bowl with the oil. And then now, I'm going to just twirl our dough ball until it's coated with the olive oil. Yeah, lovely. And now I'm just going to cover it tightly with some plastic wrap, or you can use a damp towel or aluminum foil. The recipe says aluminum foil, but I like my plastic wrap. So I'm gonna use plastic wrap to cover it up tightly, really, really tightly. Okay, and then we're just going to leave it in a warm environment for 1 to 2 hours, or until it's doubled in size. So I forgot to add the 1/2 cup of cornmeal to the dough. I think it should be fine. I might put it on the bottom of the pans once I'm ready to bake the pizzas, But yeah, if you guys wanna go ahead and add the cornmeal, when you add the flour and all of the dry ingredients, go ahead and do that. I'm actually gonna go set this out on my porch and I'm gonna leave it out there for a few hours. I'm gonna head to the store and grab some crushed tomatoes and then we can go ahead and start making our sauce. Set a timer for 2 hours.
2 hours, counting down.
So it's been about an hour, hasn't even been 2 hours, but it's extremely hot outside, so the dough has risen. As you can see, looks like a planet. Super ginormous. So the dough has risen, so we're going to finish the process with that. Got some tomatoes, 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes. I had to beat an old lady with a stick to get these tomatoes.
I had to beat an old lady with a stick to get these cranberries.
That's one of my favorite Spider-Man scenes with Tobey Maguire. So funny. Now, I'm just going to sprinkle some flour on the surface here. Little bit of flour. All right. And then we are going to roll out our dough. We're gonna need 1/4 cup of room temperature butter. So this has been out for a few hours. Should be it's room temperature. Nice and soft. Lightly punch down our dough. Just gently push down our giant dough ball. All right, wow, feels super soft. Okay, let's go ahead and roll this out. Gotta get my rolling pin really quick. So let's roll this out. Ooh, my voice is shaking. Okay, let's roll this out. Yeah, this is nice. This is a nice dough. Super easy to work with so far. Brush some butter all over it. Let me move the camera a little bit so you guys can see the process here. Okay, now I'm just going to plop the room temperature butter. Just brush this all over our dough. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll this up and we're gonna divide it into 2 different logs. So, smells so good. I love the smell of butter. All right guys, that is pretty good. Some stuck on here. Perfect. Making sure you guys are still with me. So let's go ahead and roll up the dough, just like so. Got this, and we're just going to cut it in half. So, look at that. Cool little swirly design. There's also pictures on this recipe, which is very nice, very convenient. So let's just go ahead and form these into dough balls again. Nice and soft. Nice and soft. Supple. Supple and soft. Okay, now we're gonna do this one. Going to do the same with this little guy. Pretty nice little dough ball. Got our little baby dough balls here. Okay, now we're just going to take the greased bowl. I'm gonna put the remaining butter, as you can see, all over the bowl. I'm just gonna simply place our baby dough balls here. Cover it back up. Got my little dough balls here. Okay, now the recipe says we're gonna place this in the fridge. So we're gonna place it in the fridge for about an hour until it gets nice and puffed up again. Put it in the fridge and then we can work on our sauce. Now we're just gonna work on our sauce. So I grated about 1/3 cup of onion. I had red onion, so that's what I'm gonna be using today, but you can use a white onion or a yellow onion. Minced up 3 garlic cloves. Tomatoes, crushed tomatoes. So I just have a large skillet on medium heat right now, and I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of butter, and we're just gonna let that melt. Melting nicely. The onion. And then I'm gonna add the oregano, red pepper, and salt. I'm just gonna let that cook. So the onion has browned a little bit, which is what we want. And it smells delicious. The garlic, or honestly a few seconds. till it's nice and fragrant. I'm gonna go ahead and add the sugar. And there was some residue of red pepper and oregano. I'm gonna add 28 ounces of, crushed tomatoes. I just burned my hand. Swirling a little bit of water to get all that tomato juice. There we go. All right, we're just gonna let this cook. I have this on a medium-low heat, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on more on the low side, okay? And I'm gonna cover it up, and we're gonna let this cook for about 30 minutes until it's reduced. Okay guys, it's been about 20 minutes, but as you can see, it's reducing a little bit. I'm just going to stir it up. I have it on a really low heat. Ooh, mix it up. The recipe said it should leave us about 2 to 2.5 cups of sauce. Okay guys, so it's been exactly 30 minutes. The sauce is reduced. So I just put it in a bowl and it smells so good. So here's our pizza sauce. Yeah, it smells so good. But I'm just gonna let this cool off on the side. So grabbed our pizza dough balls from the fridge, and as you can see, they have puffed up. So they have risen once again. So now I'm just going to assemble the pizzas. I have my cake pans here prepared. I sprayed a little bit of oil and then, sprinkled some cornmeal on the bottom since I forgot to add the cornmeal to the dough. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start by taking one of these little guys out here, and I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of flour. I'm going to spread this out, make a nice little pizza disc. Preheated the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. And then I'm gonna place the pizza pans on a large baking sheet, just in case something decides to overflow. And I'm gonna add the dough, just like so. That is lovely. Okay guys, I got the first pizza dough in the pan. Hopefully that's okay. Yeah, I just kind of folded some of the dough over the edge. I'm gonna brush it with a little bit of olive oil as well. So yeah, hopefully that's good. Hopefully that's good enough. I'm just gonna do this one. I feel like this one's a little bit thicker than the other one, but oh well. Ooh. Our oven has preheated. It's always fun playing with dough, super fun. I have the pizza dough on the cake pans, or in the cake pans, I should say. All right, I'm going to add some olive oil. Gonna brush some olive oil over the sides to give it a nice sheen. That's what the recipe said, a nice sheen. So I'm just gonna brush some olive oil, half of the bag, which is 2 cups of mozzarella. Okay, just like that. Sauce. I am just going to coat the cheese nicely. You see that? Now I'm gonna add some parmesan to the top. Just a little sprinkle. Here is our lovely pizza, deep dish pizza. That's our first one, and now I'm gonna work on the second one. Extra virgin olive oil. Gonna add the remaining 2 cups of mozzarella. Remaining sauce of mozzarella, or parmesan, sorry. Here is the second deep dish pizza. Gonna add these to a baking sheet, and then I'm going to bake it. Okay guys, it says to bake these for 20 to 28 minutes. Set a timer for 28 minutes.
28 minutes, counting down.
So here's the deep dish pizza, slice, mozzarella, cheese pull. Mmm. Mmm. It's delicious, guys. Tangy, cheesy. And that dough is so good. Even without the cornmeal, it's really good. Cheese. Cheese. Yum. Wow. I just can't help it. I have to show you the cheese. Whoa. Cheese pull. Super delicious. Dough, cheese, and sauce. Can't go wrong. Yum. Yum. Sugar-free iced tea. Cheers. Not bad for my first time. Delicious. Super saucy. Super saucy. I love pizza. That sauce is really addicting. And the crushed red pepper flakes make it so good. A little bit of spice to it. Yum. Crust. That bread is really good. Super soft. Alright guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
You can never run. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never run. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right, and see life do what you want. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right, and see life do I'm a human being. Cover them with tattoos so you can't see. Knew it from the start, you had problems with me and the things I could be. I just wish I had seen.